Alright, how you doing? So today I'm going to give you a wee tour of the Antequera Dolmens in Andalusia, Spain. This consists of three incredible megalithic monuments, the Menga, Viera and Romeral dolmens. I can't emphasize enough how amazing these dolmens are. I've been to many dolmens now across Europe, and these are amazing. The Menga dolmen is gigantic, one of the largest in Europe, if not the world, and it's thought to be built around 3750 BC. These are seriously hardcore construction projects by the ancients, an extraordinary effort by an extraordinary group of human beings. All right, how are you doing? So I'm here today in Spain, southern Spain, at the Antequera Dolmens. It's about 45 minutes from Malaga. The Viera dolmen, the Menga dolmen. This has been on my list of places to come for a long time. The Menga dolmen is one of the largest dolmens in Europe, if not the world. And right next to it, we've got the Viera dolmen. So we're going to go in and have a wee look. It's absolutely boiling today. It's a beautiful day. Ridiculously hot, too hot for a Scotsman, but really happy to be here. So let's go and first we'll have a look at the Viera dolmen first, and then I'll take you to the Menga dolmen. So let's go and have a wee look at this Viera dolmen first, all right? May I approach? So I'm inside the Viera dolmen. Straight away you can feel how it's a lot cooler. Hear that wee bit of vibration and echo in my voice. But this is absolutely beautiful. These orthostats are, some of these orthostats are huge. I mean, I've got no idea in terms of their weight. And then the capstone above. I mean, there isn't much to see as such, but we've got this long passageway which must be at least 20 meters, and then we've got this curious niche at the back here with this kind of wee chamber. It's blocked off. I don't think you can go in, so I'll have a wee poke around and see. But this is absolutely incredible. Doesn't really feel like the dolmens we get in Portugal. Maybe it's perhaps more linked to what you'd see in Sardinia or Malta, perhaps Mediterranean style, but not in Portugal. But this is incredible, the megalithic knowledge and technology going behind building this beautiful dolmen is something else. Absolutely amazing. And this passageway is orientated to east. I think just slightly off east is, I think it's something like 96 degrees, just off 90 degrees. And it's just amazing. I mean, this is just mind-blowing, absolutely incredible. Some of these stones are massive, but to think this has stood the test of time for thousands of years is just unbelievable. So this niche, and then we have this curious wee chamber at the end here. What's that for? So we've just been into Viera. That was an impressive, very impressive dolmen. Loved that. Now I'm going to head to see the Menga dolmen, and this dolmen is the dolmen of dolmens. This is one of the largest in Europe, if not the world, and this is a site I've wanted to come to for a long time. So I'm just having a wee moment before I walk to it. It's from the dolmen you can see the mountainous range, La Pena, Lover's Rock as it's called, the face pointing up to the sky. A great example of simulacrum. This is something I talk about, faces in stone and mountainous regions. And again, this reaffirms my belief that the ancients viewed the planet as living Earth. So really happy, grateful to be here. So let's go and have a look at this dolmen, Menga. May I approach? This is absolutely crazy. Absolutely unbelievable. So I'm inside Menga dolmen. This has been a dream for a long time. I'm so happy to be here. And straight away you can feel how cool it is. You know, I've been to many dolmens across Europe, but this has to be the dolmen of dolmens, the king of dolmens. This is unbelievable. The size of these megalithic stones are incredible. Straight away when you come in, you feel how cool it is. You can feel a wee bit of a echo, a vibration going on as well. But this dolmen dates from 3750 BC, so anything up to 6,000 years old. It's made up of around 32 megaliths. There's 24 huge orthostats. I mean, these stones are absolutely massive. So I think there's around 24 of them. There's 3 absolutely massive pillars, and the capstones are huge. There's 1, 2, 3, 5 capstones. I mean, this dolmen is incredible. And one of the stones weighs 180 tons, which is huge. So this, I always say the ancients were very smart. You know, the megalithic knowledge and technology behind put into constructing this dolmen is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And this orthostat at the back end of the passageway is huge. This is an incredible ancient and sacred monument. So at the rear of the dolmen we have this well. I don't really know too much about it, how deep it is, how long that well's been there for. But one thing I always say with stone circles, they're connected with water, deep underground water. And I think dolmens are the same. They're built above underground hotspots of water and energy. So this is quite something, seeing this well here. I'm absolutely just blown away, humbled to be at this magnificent megalith. I mean, it's just incredible. And again, this for me is not a place of the dead. You know, having said that, I think over 100 human remains were found here. But as I always say, that could have been long after this dolmen was originally built. But just my feeling in here is, it's a lot cooler being in here. Clearly I can hear my voice vibrate a wee bit as well. But just very humbled. I mean, the orthostats are massive. And the capstones are huge. This is just incredible. So standing next to one of the orthostats to give you a sense for it. They are quite big, 6'1", and this stone here is huge. One of the stones weighs 180 tons. I'm not entirely sure which one it is. I think it might be one of these capstones. But this dolmen is just incredible. It's on another level. So the Menga dolmen faces to the summer solstice, the sunrise. Also faces to La Pena, Lover's Rock. You can see behind me there a kind of mountainous region, a rock face facing to the sky, simulacrum. Again, I've talked about this quite a bit. This reaffirms my belief that the ancients viewed Mother Earth, the planet, as living Earth. So they've built this incredible, it's a work of art really. They built this monument into this natural mound facing Lover's Rock there. This is possibly one of the best, most incredible dolmens I've ever been to. I just noticed behind me in one of the orthostats there's some engravings. That looks like a cross behind me. There is see that there, like a star, or is it like a fossil? And then it looks like a male, female perhaps engravings there. I don't know when they've been added, if they're part of the original dolmen or if they've been added at a later stage. Amazing. So at the entrance of the Menga dolmen there's Some curious holes here. Natural, or they were part of the original design and function of this dolmen. It reminds me a wee bit of the Dolmen de Orca, the Orca dolmen in Portugal, which I was at recently at the entrance to this. Again, this is a massive dolmen, nowhere near as big as this one. But at the entrance, there's two wee kind of curious holes. And we have these kind of holes, as it were, at the entrance here. What's going on there? So one of the stones here is 180 tons. The lady kindly informed me which one it is. It's this capstone above me. 180 tons. That is just phenomenal. The well also I've discovered, that was discovered in 2005, I believe. It's 20 meters deep. I don't know if people know if it was part of the original dolmen itself or perhaps added later, but again adds to the mystery and intrigue of this incredible dolmen. But this capstone is huge. It's absolutely huge. 180 tons. I'll take a wee video of this capstone on its own, but this is, I'm absolutely buzzing being here. I think they probably want me to leave, but I could just stay here all day. Wow, that is incredible how big that is. That is just absolutely mental. 180 tons capstone. Whew, that was just incredible. The Viera dolmen and this Menga dolmen. I think the lady was keen for me to leave. Now I'm joking, she was amazing, she was really nice. That was just unbelievable, like a kid at Christmas. I could have stayed in there forever. You know, this dolmen is just phenomenal, built into this natural mound. You know, up to 6,000 years old, around 3750 BC. And these 32 megaliths, which comprise it. The 24 orthostats, five huge capstones, and then 3 pillars. And then the lady kindly mentioned that the capstone at the back of the dolmen is the biggest one, 180 tons, absolutely massive. And this dolmen, as I mentioned, faces this Lover's Rock, La Pena. You can see it behind me there. Also, I don't think you can quite see it, but there's another dolmen. It's like 2 or 3 kilometers away from here, Romeral. So I'm going to go and have a look at that in a second. But this is dolmen heaven. So I'm inside this Romeral dolmen. Quite a long passageway as we come in into this circular dome-like chamber straight away. It's very cool. It's silent, but this actually, and I'm gonna hear my voice, this feels like Maze Howe in the Orkney Islands. I don't know if you've been. Same kind of shape to this space. And then we've got this, there's a kind of niche here with, it's blocked. But there's a kind of chamber passageway at the back there. Not sure if that's maybe a well there. But this is incredible. This dolmen I think dates from up to 4,000 years old. It's in direct line of sight with the Menga dolmen. The Menga dolmen is, you know, I think at least a couple of thousand years old on this one. And it faces again towards the Lover's Lock, La Pena. But this is quite something. It's amazing. So this Romeral dolmen is another incredible megalith here in southern Spain. I'm in the passageway here, which is around 25 meters long, and it leads to this kind of main chamber, this main space here, which I said it's felt very similar to Maze Howe in the Orkney Islands. And then there's another kind of chamber behind this main space, but it's closed off. But this is quite something. I don't know if you can get a sense for the passageway itself, but you know, it's 25 meters built into this natural passage mount. Absolutely amazing. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's 3 incredible dolmens here in southern Spain. Viera, Menga and Romeral. Absolutely amazing. The Menga is just incredible. Much respect to the ancients, as I always say. And these were smart people, you know. Very smart people, very much in tune with themselves, I think with each other, but with the planet and nature. And again, this place, especially the Menga facing to La Pena, the Lover's Rock, the simulacrum, again reaffirms my belief that the ancients saw the earth as a living entity, as living earth, Mother Earth, and nature. And the earth was godly, it was magical, it was supernatural. And these incredible dolmens, these megalithic monuments are works of art. They're woven onto the canvas of a living earth. So these are very sacred monuments. I'm very happy to be here. So I hope you enjoyed that wee tour of these 3 dolmens. Thank you so much for watching. All right, nice one. Cheers. So I've just came out this Romeral dolmen, the Antequera Dolmens here in Spain, southern Spain. I was at the Viera and the Menga dolmen. These are absolutely mind-blowing sights to see, especially Menga, you know, one of the biggest in Europe, if not the world. And I'll just have a wee moment to myself. I'm in the shade because it's boiling. But as I'm sure you know, I love my dolmens. And as I've said always along, I don't think dolmens are a place for the dead, or were a place for the dead. I don't think they were built, that was their purpose or function. The Menga dolmen, there was, you know, I think over 100 human remains found at one point, but that could have been long after the dolmen was built, you know. And these dolmens are, you know, we call them passage graves or passage mounds, built underneath a natural mound with these long passageways. This Romeral dolmen I've been in, it's like 25 meters long, the passageway, with this main space, this chamber, which just felt very like Mace Howe a wee bit on the Orkney Islands. But for me, these are not a place of the dead, these are a place of the living. And actually that's reaffirmed by the way they're pointed towards this, you know, simulacrum, where they're pointed to this, the mountainous, the La Pena, Lover's Rock, you know, the face, the rock face which points up to the sky, looks like a face. It's living. The earth was a living entity to the ancients. So this for me was a place for the living. Each of them, there's definitely the acoustic properties. I did ask the lady at Menga if I could use my wee tuning fork. She did check, but I had to get permission, so maybe I'll try that another time. But there's acoustic properties to these places. So how did the ancients, how did they perceive sound? Something happens. How did they perceive sound? So there's sound within the chambers. Sound also reacts with the landscape with some of these places. You go to places like the Ring of Brodgar on the Orkney Islands, the Stanness, you know, the stones, there's sounds that reacts with the landscape. So these people were finely tuned and connected to the land, to the landscape, to nature. And I don't doubt for one second they had a kind of higher state of consciousness. And maybe that's not the right way to put it, but they were definitely far more in tune with both sides of the brain. There's polarity there. You know, clearly they had the knowledge in terms of engineering and physics and astronomy, in terms of how they built these massive dolmens. I mean, the Menga dolmen, until you see it, you can't really put it into perspective. It's quite humbling. You know, one of the 5 capstones, but the biggest one's 180 tons, which is absolutely mental. Like 180 tons. So this is a gigantic, this is a seriously hardcore construction project. Would they go to all that effort to bury the dead? It doesn't sit with me at all. You know, these are very ancient, mysterious, sacred places, so it's natural. You know, it's natural for humanity to want to be near or buried somewhere mysterious and supernatural and magical. But that doesn't mean to say it was initially built as a place for the dead. So I think it's a place for the living. It's a place for healing. It's a place for continuing mankind. You know, as I've said before, life then was harsh. It was about survival, food, shelter, water. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, my initial feeling is that dolmens were, you know, a place or like storage facilities for kind of food or seed or grains. They could well have been shelter at some point, but I think it was related to healing and water. And with stone circles, I feel they're about healing. They're built above this underground water, these sacred hotspots. You know, the electromagnetic energy of the earth, the currents, the water. This water is probably as old as the planet itself. It's deep underground, and that clean flowing drinking water was rare. You know, it was a scarce commodity. So they wanted to build these monuments above where this, you know, this commodity, where this sacred, again, they probably thought of water as a kind of sacred living entity, so they built these monuments, these kind of shrines or temples above this water. And that's where the magic is. It's something happened, you know, it created a healing water with the stone circles, or something happened with the stones, again with the stones and the quartz, the the electrical properties with quartz. You know, granite contains, I think it's 10 to 60% quartz, so something was going on there. And so I think with dolmens, again, there's this water, or these veins running underground, and maybe these dolmens were a place of healing, of, I don't know, initiation, or something to alter their states of consciousness perhaps, with a sound element, or a kind of place of healing for, yeah, but not a place of the dead. They've gone to extreme efforts to build these monuments, like seriously hardcore efforts to build them. That Menga dolmen is just absolutely absolutely mind-blowing. You know, I was like a kid at Christmas in there. These capstones are huge. As I said, one's 180 tons. These huge kind of orthostats. So there's like 24 of these orthostats, and then there's these three huge pillars. Just unbelievable. We're talking like 6,000 years ago, and it's stood the test of times for 6,000 years. It could well be older than that, to be fair, but that's what archaeologists have dated it as, is kind of 3750 BC, something like that. It's just mental. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But not a place of the dead for me. A place of the living. A place for healing. A place of initiation. A place of altered states of consciousness. Dolmens are often referred to as portals. But something was going on there. Some magic. You know, I talk about this left brain, right brain. We definitely need to tap more into that right brain in terms of the creative and the magical thinkers, and that's what happened. This is what happened in these places. Not a place for the dead. And this landscape it's quite something. It's very hot. They're quite mountainous as well. But the fact that the Menga and this Romeral dolmen faces towards this rock mountainous range, which looks like a face, again, to me that says they knew that the earth was living. It was a living entity. So these dolmens for me are an extension of that, to continue humanity. As I said, survival, food, shelter, water. It's linked to water. There's deep underground water here. And also the other thing with dolmens, I feel they're very kind of feminine in nature, in terms of the long passageways entering the tomb or womb. So there's a kind of feminine feeling to these dolmens, which is interesting. So yeah, I thought I'd share a few thoughts with you there after visiting these three magical, incredible dolmens. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. All right, nice one. Cheers.